curried pumpkin soup with coconut milk. I'm finally getting to it. It's a really super easy recipe, and it's got, you know, like a half a dozen ingredients, and it will be ready in 20 minutes. So I'm going to go to the stove, get my pan going, and we'll be back. All right, my pan is nice and hot, and I'm going to add, oh, about a tablespoon of some olive oil. And I'm going to add one chopped onion. And I will have the ingredients and the instructions in the comment box below. So we're going to get these going. I'm going to turn my stove down a little bit. We got a little too much heat there. So I'm going to go ahead and start sauteing these, and maybe 4 or 5 minutes just so they start to soften. This is all going to be pureed once the soup is done. So it doesn't have to be, you know, browned or really well cooked, because they're going to saute in the soup. So as soon as these are a little bit further along the line, we'll be back. All right, we are back, and as you can see, they're translucent. They're getting on, and I have turned the heat down lower to just a low heat, because I'm going to start adding some aromatics. I've got some ginger, some curry powder, and some garlic. There we go. And I'm going to start getting this incorporated. Oh, the smell. Incorporated into the onions, and just lightly kind of just, you know, warm those wonderful fragrant pieces of this soup together. And I will do this for about a minute. Oh, they're so aromatic. That's why they call them aromatics. All right, I'm going to do this for just a little bit of a minute. I don't want them to burn, but I want to get them warmed up. And we'll be back. Okay, we have just let those sit there and kind of warm up. And now come the liquids. I've got some vegetable broth. And I've got a can of light coconut milk. Add in there. And I have a can of pumpkin, just straight pumpkin. No spices in there. All right, just about got that empty. I just love this tool. One end's like this for cans, and the other is good for scooping and stirring, and it's a great little tool. If you want one, I've got a link down below in that comment box. I love it. It's like my go-to tool. All right, and I'm going to turn the heat up on this now to a little over medium high, and I'm going to get all of this stirred in and combined, and the coconut cream there melted. And then I will turn this down to just to where it's simmering, and then it's going to simmer for about 10 minutes. But before I do that, once we've got this all incorporated, I'll come back and I'll let you see what it looks like, and then I'll turn the heat up and let it simmer, or I've turned the heat down, excuse me, and let it simmer a little bit. So we'll be back in just a minute. This is looking absolutely amazing. I've got everything well combined, and I'm now going to let it get up to a boil. And once that, you know, gets to boiling, I'll go ahead and turn it down so it continues to simmer, which is just a nice little light bubble, not a hard boil. And I'll let it simmer for about 15 minutes. I want to make sure those onions are well cooked. And once that is done, I'll bring it back, and we'll puree it and then get a taste of it. We'll be back. We're back, and I've got the soup all ready to with my immersion blender. I cooked it 15 minutes, lid on, just a nice simmer, went in there every so often, gave it a stir to make sure it didn't burn on the bottom. I've done no seasoning, you know, extra salt or extra pepper, and we're going to do that after it's all pureed and we're getting ready to taste it. So let's come on down and we'll do some immersion blending. It's a great little tool. I don't have to put, if you wanted to, you could put this in a blender, but be so careful when you put a hot something in a blender. You have to be so careful, it will just explode out of there. So small batches, like put a towel over the top of it, take that top cap off, and then just gently blend it. But you obviously can go that route. Okay, so I'm going to do some immersion blending, get all those onions pureed, and then we're going to be ready to taste. So here we go. looking good. And as a matter of fact, while it was in the submersion blender in this pot, it did splatter quite a bit. So a blender would be good, but you have to take such care, you know, in that blender. I've had it happen where I put something hot in the blender, a little too much, and boy, it Mount Vesuvius. So I've got a beautifully blended soup here. I'm going to put it in some little bowls, and the director and I are going to take a taste. We'll be back soon. It's taste time.
Okay.
Pumpkin, coconut, cream of coconut, onions, curry, some garlic.
Smell curry. I'm not sure if I smell any pumpkin.
I don't smell coconut, but maybe you're gonna get that kind. I don't know. We haven't tasted it.
Now, could you sprinkle fresh coconut on this?
Sure, you could. Pumpkin seeds, coconut. All right. Here we go.
Bon appetit.
Very pumpkiny. Very pumpkiny.
Not as much curry as
I agree totally with you.
It's under curry.
It is absolutely under curried. And I actually added curry to the recipe because I said a teaspoon of curry is not enough.
For me, it also needs to be blended more because there's still a lot of onion chunks.
There is. So here's the two things I would change. I don't think it needs salt and pepper though. Do you think?
No, I'm getting
Because the
the
broth is-
curry in the back of my throat right now.
Okay.
But even
Excuse
with
me.
that said,
Oh, I do feel it too.
I,
He's feeling the curry, baby.
but I like more of the curry taste, you know, and that isn't there.
So what I think I would do, I had actually boosted it to a heavy teaspoon and a half. I might add 3 teaspoons. Do you think that's too much? 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons.
I'm a curry freak, though. I like curry.
What else did you say? Oh, blend the onions. And I think I would put it in my blender instead of the immersion blender.
Someday
You're gonna
I'll
get better
have
purity.
someday I'll have telling the story about how curry almost killed me one night in Eureka.
It's a great story. Okay, blend it, a blender, probably. Blender instead of immersion blender. A little more curry. You know the other thing about curry that I like is a sweetness, a little sweetness. And while this is very delicious,
Yes.
nice pumpkin-y flavor, I actually think I might add a little sugar to that.
Yeah.
And so what I will
So
do,
are you going to try and make the enhancements?
I
there?
could do that. Oh, do you want me to do that? And we'll come back for a sec. We're going to come back for a second tasting. That's what we're going to do.
Oh no!
I'm going to soup this up, and we're going to come back and have another tasting.
All
So, this is exciting stuff. We've never done a second tasting.
We have, but she has no memory.
Well, what else did we do?
I can't remember. What we,
You're senile. You think we
Yeah.
did. All right. I'm going to make some adjustments to the recipe, and we're going to try it again.
Okay.
I think it's a super, super good idea. See you guys soon.
Bad pun.
I know. We're back. I think I got it. Now you taste this. Tell me what you think. I blended it really well. I put it in my
Smells the
Vitamix.
same.
I put it in my Vitamix. It's very smooth. What do you think?
Much better.
So what I did, what?
I'll tell you what, next time you make it though, I'd back off on the onions a little.
Yeah, it took a whole onion.
Yeah, because I taste the onion, but it's very good. And
So what I did was, before I started working on it, he says, I think you should add the sweetness to it and hold off on the curry. So what I did was, I added 1.5 teaspoons of just granulated sugar. I had no more curry.
no, but that sweetness brought out the curry.
Brought out the curry. You are right about the onion.
Yeah.
You are right about the onion. I would have half of that onion. Very good.
And I suspect that tomorrow, both the curry and the pumpkin flavor will be even more prevalent.
I agree totally. Yeah.
But
Well,
it's,
it's delicious.
and it's so creamy and
Oh,
smooth.
it's just comforting.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Yeah,
very
it's
comforting.
delicious.
And you know what? There's no meat products in there or dairy products. Look at there.
Cool.
So I'm going to put the recipe down below, and I'm going to give it with the modification. And the only modification was the original recipe, I added a half a teaspoon more curry than was called for, and I added the 1 teaspoon, a teaspoon and a half of sugar. Made it, and I'll cut back on that onion.
You know what's interesting?
It's good though.
I don't know why, but after you blended it and added the sugar, I get less of the curry thing in the back of my throat.
Oh,
So-
isn't that interesting? It's good,
Or maybe I just have no taste buds, so.
but we're recommending it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
two,
is
two thumbs
very
up.
good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Delicious.
And you know, I always have to put the Jill for Today spin on it, and I did. So it's good.
Yeah.
We're gonna print. All right, everybody. Thanks a
right.
lot. We love you. Take care. See you soon.
Thanks for
What are you
watching.
gonna say?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. See you later. Bye bye.